Well, I know I had a bit of a serious video, the last video I did, and hey, I appreciate everyone, all your love and support, sharing and liking the videos. I even noticed somebody tweeted at me, YouTube must have enabled something on my channel now, so people can actually join. What this is it's similar to subscribing on Twitch, but unlike Twitch where the money is split, like 70% or something like that goes to the creator, which is an awesome way to support creators if you want to support the channel. And you don't do so through like Subscribe Star. As you know, I was banned off Patreon for my battle with the Peds, we'll call them. This is a great way to support because, well, I mean, thank you. Anyway, let's get on to probably my most dodgy video ever. We're going to have to use a lot. We're going to have to dig deep into the vocabulary here because the Hub, we're just going to call it, released some search data on the most popular Avengers Endgame right before the blockbuster debut. Now, obviously, I have no problem with people, you know, melting pearls on their tummies or, you know, helping putting Mr. Kleenex's kids through college or whatever the case may be, making the bread rise or whatever. But this is some fun, interesting data. And the way that some of the blue check marks on Twitter are reacting to this data is also hilarious. So, you know, I hope you enjoy the video. If you did, remember to like it for some fun times. So, Avengers Endgame created an utter explosion of traffic on the Hub in the days leading up to Marvel's blockbuster record-breaking debut. According to recent release stats from the Hub, the research team that tracks and analyzes the website's viewership, the number of, quote, Avengers-related searches surged by an astounding 2,191% in the week before the blockbuster hit theaters. This translates to an additional 2 million hits. That's 2 million extra people playing the tug of war with the old Cyclops, not including the normal number of Avengers-related queries on the Hub. For comparison's sake, the release of 2018 Avengers Infinity War sparked a 356% increase in related searches. Now, the Hub's statisticians also provided data on the popularity of individual characters. A second graph below, which shows Captain Marvel was by far the most searched superhero, while Black Panther and Spider-Man rounded out the top three after a considerable drop-off. Now, if you're going to rub the pink eraser, I suppose you might want to go for a little Captain Marvel. Now, it would make sense that, you know, Captain Marvel is off the back of a billion-dollar movie not that long ago. It's also a new prominent female character. Now, I don't know what the actual demographic breakdown is. I'm assuming that the Hub is frequented by men and women, probably men by a higher rate. But if you're going to shoot the airplane, then this is what you want to do. You want to be, you know, slapping Johnny on the back. You're picking Captain Marvel. Followed by Black Widow, followed by Spider-Man, Hulk. This is an interesting thing to me because, first of all, I have a lot of questions. A lot. Okay, first of all, are females stirring the yogurt to this, or what's going on? Is it Banner or is it Hulk? Is it animated or is it real? These are the real questions I have when I look at the data that the Hub is provided from Avengers-related searches. Of course, Avengers Endgame proved to be ridiculously popular in the silver screen as well. Bolstered by rave critical reviews, the franchise finale shattered the records of the biggest opening weekend of all time, an estimated 350 million in ticket sales domestically, 1.2 billion globally. Now, that does bring up an interesting topic, as I've talked about how the American cinema seems to really be weakening. And when we see these big numbers, you know, these big sales numbers, they're coming overwhelmingly from overseas, whether you're, you know, watching the actual movie or you want to, you know, get in there and tickle the taco or the pickle. Regardless, I'd be interested in geographic data around how this was as well. Now, that doesn't stop woke Twitter, Trailer Drake, which was actually formerly of Game Theory. Never really heard of the dude before, but happened to see a tweet that said, so dudes will complain about Captain Marvel nonstop, but will still jerk it to her. Classy. First of all, yeah, probably. Second of all, nobody's really complaining about Captain Marvel. It's Brie Larson. Now, Captain Marvel's character is obviously portrayed as a Mary Sue. There's really no arguing against that, which is annoying. I think the Captain Marvel character would have had more, would have had a warmer welcome if she just hadn't appeared on nowhere and then been like so OP that she dwarfed the relevance of the entire original Avengers team. But, you know, an interesting thing is, you know, why this Captain Marvel popularity may be, well, there's one thing that is for sure, is that if you're going to take a load off, you know that this Captain Marvel isn't Brie Larson. So maybe that's a big difference, you know, that you're going to have a Captain Marvel that is portrayed by somebody that isn't Brie Larson. You know, if you're working late at the office, if you know what I mean, you know, obviously Black Widow, but I mean, Scarlett Johansson in and of herself is probably, you know, unbelievably sought after by men. Obviously Scarlet Witch too, Gamora. The interesting thing is really Hulk, but you know, this is a virtue signal. Look, Captain Marvel is going to hopefully build me a nice shed in my backyard where I can store my lawn products during the winter time and where I can put my lawnmower during the summertime. So, you know, I owe a lot to Captain Marvel. I owe a lot of you, the viewers, to my coverage of Captain Marvel. So I absolutely am not upset about it, but I do think it's interesting, and I do want to consider the list here. You know, so when we talk about Captain Marvel, okay, fine, I get it. Black Widow, okay, fine, I get it. Spider-Man, again, further question for the hub. Is this animated? Is this somebody just in the suit? Because if you remember YouTube had like that invasion of weird Spider-Man and Elsa videos? Like, is it that kind of Spider-Man, just like a regular dude wearing spandex, or is it animated? These are the questions that, if you're really interesting, you know, if you want to know, hey, if the women are the women thumping their thong to the animated Spider-Man, also Hulk. You know what's also interesting is I'm breaking this down legitimately, folks, because I am a legitimate reporter. I am absolutely shocked that Spider-Man beat out Captain America. And Thor? How does Spider-Man beat out Thor on the hub? I mean, I guess you know that it's going to be difficult to, I don't know. This is hurting my brain. Why is Spider-Man so high? And why is, like, I mean, I guess if you think about, I'm making an assumption here that, yes, while females do view the hub, I would guess that it's probably 80% males. And so the male searches probably will be lower. Now, obviously, there are gay men. So that's another, it's another percentage. But why is Spider-Man as, like, almost as popular as Black Widow? I don't understand. Is there like there may be some subculture around Spider-Man in these type of videos, which is why, like, the Spider-Man and Elsa videos did so good. Is this something that I don't know about? Is this, like, I need to know more about whether or not there's some weird, like, spider fetishes or something like that people are into. Because, like, if you're going to be your own best friend, so to speak, Spider-Man and Hulk, that's the real question. But anyway, so Drake decides, to virtue signal here. I retweeted him. Within minutes, he replies. So I'm going to assume this is because of my retweet. Uh-oh. Looks like the tweet broke into the angry dude bro Twitter. RIP notifications. I mean, like, seriously? Yeah, are we not going to talk about the amount of people, bacon? But, we're gonna talk about people charming the snake to Hulk. Maybe that's more of a question. But the question is, did they meet this Captain Marvel? That's another question. There are so many more questions that I think the hub should really share some more analytics, because this stuff is really gets my motor running, is the analytics behind it all. But, you know, I know Drake is probably looking for some good boy points, and looks like he got all of his Twitter backpats. But it was interesting to see how the list broke down. Are there any surprises? You know, I'm surprised Black Panther's so low. I mean, you know, Blacked.com is a thing and all this other stuff. So, I mean, why not Black Panther? And, you know, there's a lot of questions. This really raises more questions than answers. I'm looking for a follow-up report from the hub, please. And also, as you see, we've got a nice little shape here. Giggity. Hope you enjoyed this video, though. We'll talk to you again real soon.